So this is the 2023 paper 2 question 5 on your differentiation, right? So they give you an equation, they tell you that the expression of this may be written as this, right? Show that A is equals to this. Okay, so all we got to do is really to differentiate this twice to get our dy dx as well as our d square y over dx square, right? And we're going to sub everything back in, right, including the y as well, right? So we're going to do that later on. But first, let's differentiate this. Right, so you differentiate cosine, you get negative sine, and the 3 remains outside, so negative sine 3x, right? And we need to differentiate the inside one more time, so we get a 3, right? We differentiate sine, we get cosine, so minus 5 cosine 3x, and we get another 3 because we differentiate the inside. Simplify this, you get it to be negative 9 sine 3x minus 15 cosine 3x. Okay, that's your first derivative, dy dx. Then afterwards, we get our second derivative, our d square y over dx square. Right, so we differentiate sine now. Right, differentiate sine, we get cosine. And we get a 3. Right, we differentiate cosine, we get negative sine. So negative sine will cause it to become positive. And we get another 3 at the back. Okay, here we simplify it. Negative 27 cosine 3x, 45 sine 3x. Okay, after we have our second derivative and our first derivative, we're just going to sub both of these in here, right? Including this y into here as well. Okay, so we're just going to sub everything in, right? So for second derivative, right, each of it is just going to receive an additional letter p, right? Because we have multiplied in our p as well as our p. Same with our dy dx, right? Each of it is going to get a special letter q. So minus 9 sine 3x, right? Q minus 15 cosine 3x, another q. Okay, and then we're going to add our 14y. Right, 14y is essentially just this. So we're just going to sub it back in. Right, and plus an additional 34 sine 3x. Okay, we're going to simplify all of this, right? It's quite a bit to simplify, but here we can see that the only thing we're interested in really is to find out what A is first. And afterwards, we will find out what B is, right? Because we want B in terms of P and Q as well. So let's find our A terms, right? Our A terms all belong to cosine 3x. So you can see very easily here, this belongs to cosine 3x. This belongs to cosine 3x. We have another cosine 3x over here. So for all our cosine 3x terms, right, we can just write it to be this. Minus 27 cosine 3x times p, right, in which I'm going to write the p in front this time. Right, and our cosine 3x to be at the back. Right. Similarly, we're going to add our 15 cosine 3x. Right. In this case, I'm going to add the q again. Sorry, moving it all to the back. Adding the q. And then we're going to add our, in this case, 14 times 3, we get it to be, let me just press this, 42, and it's a plus because this is positive. Right, this is positive as well. So plus 42 cosine 3x. And by comparison, right, because this whole term will equal to our A term, A would be equals to, right, in this case we rearrange it a bit. Right, we say that we can first say negative 27p minus 15q plus 42, right, in which it is 42 minus 27p minus 15q shown. Okay, by comparisons, there's observation now. of cosine 3x coefficients. Okay, because if you simplify it, there's too many terms already, so you can just do by comparison over here. Similarly, we can do that for our b terms, because our b in this case, you can see it belongs to our sine 3x. So for our sine 3x, we can see it is 1, 2, 3, right? Don't forget you need to multiply the 14 and 4. So for sine 3x, I'm just going to use a different color. For sine 3x terms, right, we can tell them it is, okay, 45p, right, I'm going to write the p in front this time, sine 3x minus 9q sine 3x minus, right, 14 times 5, right, we get it to be 70, and it's negative 70 sine 3x plus 34 sine 3x. Okay, here again, by comparison, we can tell them that b is equals to 45p minus 9q minus 70 plus 34. Simplify this. Okay, minus 70 plus 34, we get it to be negative 36. And this would be our answer for our b. Okay, best to write by comparison for sine 3x coefficients for this step as well. Okay, so that's how you do part A, right? To get our A to be this and our B to be this. Then part B, they tell you in the case where A and B both equals to 0, find the values of P and Q. Okay, this is just basically simultaneous equations. So we have A equals to 0, right, which is just 42 minus 27p minus 15q equals to 0. Okay, I'm going to rearrange it to make it look nicer. Equals to 42. Okay, I like to rearrange it to the form where you can press your calculator to check your answer lah. Okay, similarly, when b equals to 0, then we can tell them 45p minus 9q minus 36 equals to 0. So I rearrange this again. Okay, so when you want to check your answer, check with this as well as this on your calculator. Okay, but you still need to show your working for the sake of O-levels, right? So over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this equation, I'm going to try to use the method of elimination, right? So here I want to get rid of 15q instead of 9. So this whole equation, I'm going to divide by 3 and I'm going to multiply by 5. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually multiply by 5 over 3. Right, so I divide by 3 and then I multiply by 5. I get my 15. Okay, so my whole equation will do that. So 45 times 5 over 3, I get it to be 75p minus, in this case, I already get my 15q. And 36 times 5 over 3, I get it to be 60. Now I have my equation 1 and my equation 2. I'm going to add them together, okay? Equation 1 plus equation 2, because 15 plus negative 15. Okay, so in the end, on my left-hand side, I just get it to be 27p plus 75p. I get it to be 102p. So this plus this. Here, my q already completely disappeared. My right-hand side is also plus, so it's 102 as well. I get my p to be equals to 1. When I have p equals to 1, all I need to do is sub it into any equation. Sub p equals to 1 into equation 1. Right, so when I sub it in, I get it to be 27 times 1 plus 15q is equals to 42. And here you will also get 15q to also equals to 15, where q is also equals to 1. So this is how you solve for p and q. Okay, so part B is very simple. Part A, if you can, try to use method of observations to go and show both your A and B accordingly. But of course, your differentiation needs to be correct. right? When you're doing your method of comparison for your coefficients, what you can do is to make it so that it's very obvious which one you're looking for. You're only looking for sine terms, and correspondingly, you're only looking for cosine terms for the other one. Okay, and for part B, make sure you press your calculator to double check. Let me double check my answers also. So go to your simultaneous equation tab, 27, 15, 42, 45, -9, 36. Right, just make sure both are 1. Okay, then you're good to go. Okay, so that's how you do the question 5 for the 2023 paper.